Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, hi. Just want to I'm going to try to do a quick one, garden tour. This is behind my greenhouse. I meant to do this a couple days ago, but I was gone. And then, I know it's been about 2 weeks since my last one. So anyways, this is the old garden. And the soil is horrible. So I came out and I put some new soil on top and I watered it in. And I'm getting tons of flowers now. I'm getting new growth. I'm actually seeing some progress. So I'm excited about that. Like, look how big the dinosaur kale got. I also reseeded some sugar snap peas. As you can see, hoping for a second wave of those. I did those off the ones that were crispy up here, for example, like this. I just broke it off and stuck them in, and there they are. We have sugar snap peas on their way. I did lose my melon that was there because I accidentally pulled it up when I was doing the new dirt. But I'm finally starting to get more squash, for example, that one there. And that one might actually be pollinated. I have had very little squash, and last year I had so much more this time of the year, and I'm hoping that adding and amending my soil is going to help. But this garden is predominantly squash, minus this corn bed here. And there are some brassicas here. I'm thinking that one's probably Brussels sprouts. They're kind of a mystery. Oh, apparently I need to water my flowers. It's been a busy week. Oh, I think I got one I can pick right there. It's about I don't know, 10 inches long. There's all kinds of different squashes in here. There's patty pan. There's, I think it said it was Mexican griller, 8-ball. Crookneck, just a ton of different types of squash because we eat a lot of squash and zucchinis. So this is all my summer squash is what this predominantly is. There's Cocoselle, and if you looked last week, this was not this green. This is compliments of me adding new stuff to this soil and watering it in. My sunflowers, they're all leaning every which way. They didn't get very big. I have plans to put them somewhere else next year, but this is my first year trying sunflowers, and I'm going to cut that head off and take the seeds out of it. But some of these sunflowers, oh, that's pretty. What are you? Huh. Some of the colors on these things, like not typical yellow, it's like an orangish yellow. One of these is a very bright yellow. One of them has red petals. So, now I've decided to do some fall planting. I have brassicas in this tray, mainly because I wanted to see which of my seeds were still good, because I did not know proper seed saving techniques as far as where to store them. So, like my cauliflower, I've only got one, so apparently those are pretty bad. And some Long Island Brussels sprouts, they aren't looking too good. But a lot of these are doing pretty well, so I'm excited about that. So once those seedlings that I just showed you grow and get big enough, get their second set of leaves, they'll probably end up in here. This is my tower garden. And nope, sorry, my garden tower. I hope I said that right the first time. This is my garden tower. It's on gardentowerproject.com. It's on Bearings. I used to have an affiliate link. I don't anymore. But I might redo it. Anyways, I was doing an experiment. For example, this row going diagonal down to that one is whatever decided to seed from last year. So I do have some brassicas going in here. The dinosaur kale is a new pack of seeds, so I think almost all of those decided to start here. And then here I have a thing of potatoes and some sweet potatoes that I never got planted, so who knows what will happen with those. And we're in my greenhouse right now. Not a whole lot going on in here right now. I do have some onions in here. At this point, I think they're just kind of staying alive. So I have strawberries here, and that's actually getting a new home. I usually like to keep it in the greenhouse because it comes back every year, and I don't know if strawberries would do that with our winters. That's another potato bin. I'm finally getting more greens popping up, so that'll get more dirt. And then my little herb garden, looking sad. I gotta figure out what my plan is for herbs next year so that I can plant appropriately. And then, for those of you that have been following along, the seed garden is gone. I pulled it all out. I got tired of walking around it. And then I hung them all from this here. And I think the dogs were chasing something and just plowed through them all. So now they're all on the ground and I got to clean them up. But this is going to end up being garlic once I pull the rest of these garlic cloves out. They're almost done. So they're going to be seeds for an actual garlic garden. And then some of the radishes that were here seeded, and same with carrots. And so I actually put a row of carrots in. That's what that is. So I went ahead and put some in the ground to see if they'd go, and they did. So this year I had an expansion. You saw the old garden. This is the new garden. So the new garden is under there. You can see my tomatoes are pushing up on the shade cloth here. And then here, I swear this has grown pretty much overnight. I have a lot I need to do, and I haven't had time to do it this week. So the brassicas that are in the seed pods over there are also going to end up in here, because not very many of the seeds that I put in here took off. So now I know what works and what doesn't. Goodness. Oh, there's a tomato under here somewhere. I know there is because I planted it. Oh goodness, I have a lot of work to do over here. Like I said, busy week. And of course the dogs were chasing, I believe, after a mouse, and they decided to break up my hay bale for me. And Wash is a little crazy, so he's he's trying to bury the ball in the hay. Anyways, so this is all part of the expansion. I ran out of room in the main garden, or the new garden, and expanded. It's tomatoes, a few more squashes, I think some pumpkin plants. I had a rogue sunflower decide to grow, so I'm letting it because it's doing amazing. This eggplant, I honestly didn't think I was going to get any growth out of it before winter, and I think I'm going to get a lot of Easter egg eggplant out of those. That's my asparagus. This is a pepper bed, but it has 4 tomatillo plants, which are over 3 feet tall, totally crowding out my peppers. See, there's my peppers under there. I have 3, 6, 9. No, I have 8. So there's 8 pepper plants under here, and I have to go in and figure out what's alive and ready to be picked. But then I also have more tomatillos here. Uh-oh. Oh, no. My tomatoes fell over. See it? Right there. And there. Right there. Okay, I've got so much work to do. Okay, so let's do this fast so I can get my work done. And I also have some harvesting to do, which you're going to see in a minute. Anyways, beans don't like the sun. I have completely decided that. That one has hardly given me any beans. All the beans down here are very unhappy. They aren't as strong as, say, like this one in the shade with all the lovely bean pods. And then I have acorn squash hanging. Oh, I got a pickle. Oh, I got pickles, look. I have not been out here today or yesterday. I don't even think I was here the day before. Actually, I did try to make a video the day before and it got too dark too fast. So, a couple melons. And I know and then I have a cucumber back here, and it is just not thriving, but it's not dying, so I guess that means something. I have a bell pepper under here. And then these things are so pretty. The rattlesnake beans. These ones have strings, so be careful. You actually have to pull the strings off. I did not, and we figured that out the hard way. River, beep, beep. Good girl. Okay, so here is the vertical garden. This is about 6.5 feet in the air. And there's everything it looks like. There's another melon there. Acorn squash. Acorn squash. Oh, hey look. New growth. And another one. Oh, I hope they got pollinated. Okay, so my poor watermelons kind of gave up. Oh look, we have a lemon cucumber. It was funny because I was like, God, the lemon cucumbers haven't done anything this year. And then I came out, I don't know, 3 days ago and found 3 overgrown. Oh, I'm going to get some pickles after all. Look, there's more. Yay. My tomato plants, which you see here, are, that thing's almost 7 feet tall. So they're huge. Unfortunately, I just learned in my new Master Gardener class that too much nitrogen does not give very much fruit. And that is exactly what has happened this year. There's not a whole lot of fruit on these tomato plants. But my squashes are doing good. Like there's a watermelon there sitting on a bucket. Butternut squash. Butternut squash. Buttercup squash. And this is, I don't know, about the size of a softball. A couple of blue Hubbards. Actually 3. And this one, this massive guy is huge. It's so huge that right here, I need to support this soon. Or at least by next year. Okay, so you can see I have some ripe cherry tomatoes. Ooh, that one is red. Look, it's so pretty red. Look how red these are. I haven't let them get this red. I usually pull them off like the day before. But I do have some fruit. This is a Cherokee Rose. It is... Oh, I do have more. Okay, good. That's good. I was thinking I was only getting 1 off that plant. Next year I plan on using heat mats and starting my own seeds to save a lot of money. But the seed expo's next week. And I was supposed to have back surgery a week from Friday, but that's been postponed, so I might still be able to make it. Look, little babies. This is my chocolate cherry. Oh, I had one fall. It's on the ground right there. Wow, I'm glad I didn't come out here and harvest before I did the video. It actually looks like I know how to grow stuff. Oh, and then I have purple beans. Black Krim finally made some, huh? I have had hardly any slicers this year. I'm so excited to finally have some slicers. More tomatillos. Something I have to fix. More beans. Okay, sorry guys, I had to sneeze and I decided to come down to the other end and start with the sun behind me. But this is an acorn plant. It had squash bugs. I came out and killed a bunch, and then I went vertical with it to try to get more airflow to hopefully reduce the amount of squash bugs. I believe that is a spaghetti squash down there, but I could be wrong. I had a couple mysteries. Some tomato plants. And then I'm going to do a video later on why vertical gardening is way better. But I have this right down there. It's pretty big. It's probably 10 inches, 8 inches. I don't know what it is. Some sort of squash. I have eggplant under here. I have Casper eggplant and Easter egg eggplant. That's what these are. And what's funny is they totally fit their name. Look, I'm holding an egg anyways. And then more tomatoes. So basically in here, there are 40 tomato plants. There's a squash plant that I have to move. Do you see it? It's trying to come underneath. Naughty squash plant. Okay, so more babies, lots of cherry tomatoes. My cherry tomatoes are doing great this year. So I'm dehydrating them and making chips. Look how red they are. Oh. Did I zoom in? I did. Okay, so look how red these are. They're so pretty. Uh-oh, that looks like a weed. So the way this beds work out is that it was squash in the 2-foot bed over there. It's cool peppers or sweet peppers in the first foot of this 4-foot bed. tomatoes, and hot peppers. So now we're on the hot pepper and then kind of the miscellaneous side. There's tomatoes here. There's eggplant, there's okra, there's some squash, there's beans. It's kind of a hodgepodge row. And this is why vertical gardening is better. I have 2 feet between these beds, and as you can see, not a whole lot of walking room, so I'm like trying not to kill my plants when I walk. That's my first beefsteak. Woohoo! And as you can see, a hot pepper next to it. Uh-oh, look, I have more than I need to tie up. Yeah, I'll be busy once I get done with this video. Which is a good thing. It's just I had a long day and I'd like to go sit on the couch and do nothing for the rest of the day. But today, that is not going to be an option. So, this is my La Bomba jalapeno plant, and it is doing pretty well. I don't know what I just knocked off of there. My serranos are doing well. I've had to come out and spray with neem oil because I either have disease or aphids or both. Spraying them has opened up leaves. This looks like my habanero. I'm going to say that's a habanero. But overall, I'm having much more success this year. See, here's another branch that is not vertical. And I'm like straddling it to come down here. Oh, and I also have carrots under here. I don't know if they're going to make it. Oh, and by the way, these are seriously the biggest yellow pear tomatoes I've ever grown. Like, they are happy as can be. And then we have more beans. More tomato plants. And I'm going to tell you guys, tomatoes are really resilient. And I say that because they are. For example, this poor tomato plant here, I did something to it, something happened. I don't remember what the story was, but it created a sucker. Oops. Created a sucker there. It has made a whole plant that is now that one right there. And then here, this one had, I think, disease in this branch here. And in doing so, I tried to cut some pieces off, tried to, support it. And I let this sucker go. And now this sucker is all the way up here and needing to be supported. So tomatoes are really resilient and really easy. That's why they are a gardener's favorite. And if you can see my leaf curl here, I probably need to come out and spray. Oh, well, you make cute peppers, whatever you are. Well, you might be a jalapeno. Kind of looking like a jalapeno. So there you have it. Oh, look at the swirls on this thing. This thing makes some neat lines. I wonder what it's going to look like next week. Alright, so, nope, still haven't made it under 15 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. It's a big garden, I guess. So, there's the garden. Everything's thriving for the most part. I have lost a few plants. I lost a squash plant. As you can see, my beans, even though they're covered for the most part, they get the morning sun from right through there. When they get that morning sun, it just beats on these. So next year I either need to put some shade going down the side of this, or I need to figure out something else that can handle more heat than this. But I do have a 40% shade cloth on here, and you can see my tomatoes are not sick. They're not unhappy. They're quite green. They're just lacking fruit because apparently I have an excess of nitrogen. So, all right, well, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one, and see you next time.